The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control, and not the other way around.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Please, you can kill it.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
Come on, you hate. You want to live forever?
I got a really bad feeling about this.
Godzilla will live.
And welcome back to the 99th episode of the Monster Movie Stompdown. Of course, you got your host, Sludge, here. Co-host across from me.
It's Mark.
No. It's the Lorax.
It's the Lorax.
Oh.
And the Mester from Texas.
Ruben.
And we have, we're close, man. I just had to correct you. I had to make sure.
Okay, yeah, you go right ahead.
People
It's
knew,
fine.
you know, it's the Lorax
It's
now.
the Lorax.
We made sure and stapled that the last episode. We're at 99 episodes, man. We are one away from 100 that we've done
Wow.
this, and that's pretty awesome, I think.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
It's a big benchmark, and we definitely have something really cool planned for the 100th episode because we just had SRS Cinema finally released, one of the holy grails, Space Monster Wong Magwi, the lost Korean monster film, and that's what we're going to do for you guys for the 100th episode. We're going to do the Lost Monster movie, one of the pivotal films, and I've watched it. Have either of you guys watched it yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No? Okay. Well, you're in for a treat. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'll say. You're in for a treat.
Yeah.
I laughed a few times pretty good. So, but we're not there yet. Actually, we're finally hitting a movie that we somehow have just not done. And we've talked about it before, but we've never done it. So we are doing Pacific Rim on this episode, and pretty stoked. Things have been a little crazy with us here, and we apologize for the delays. We've had equipment malfunctions and upgrade malfunctions and all kinds of just complete chaos. Actually, we were supposed to start an hour ago from the recording, and we were working on cameras. Me and Mark were, because it's been chaos. But
Oh, yes, it has.
It's all right though. So, but before we get started, we have started start with this movie. We have started a new segment for you guys called Hard Copy, and this time Ruben's got it.
Now, copy this.
But today I have, for my hard copy, is the steel case of King Kong 1933 Best Buy exclusive. And it's a steel case, and it comes with a, believe it or not, this one's going to be a good one for Chase. Comes with King Kong 1933, Son of Kong,
Oh god!
and Mighty Joe Young. It also comes with a replica of the theater, I guess the little playbill that they gave out at the theaters for the movie. So it comes with
That's
a little book
really
and-
cool.
Yeah, and it's got the different acts, and I know some of y'all might not be able to see that, but it's really cool. It's a really cool thing. As a matter of fact, when I was going to purchase this, I bought this secondhand. I got it off of eBay, and I was looking for the Blu-ray of 1933, but then I saw this, and I just couldn't pass it up because it was just great. It has commentary from Ray Harryhausen. It's got it comes with all the this is another cool thing it comes with, all the postcards. All the
Nice.
Oh, that's
Nice.
sweet.
poster book.
Nice.
My
See that
favorite
right
one's
there?
the far left one for sure.
The far really, oh yeah.
Yep, I've
Yeah,
always
yeah,
loved that
okay.
one.
Yeah, and it actually comes with two of them. Here's another second set it comes with. And like I said, when I was looking for the blue, I just could not pass this up because it had all this extra goodies on it. And
Nice.
and I'm like, man, I gotta have it. I said I gotta have it. So it's actually just a DVD release. But at the time it was one of the best, it was a very good restoration. It was they did a restoration on it, a digital restoration, and it had some lost footage that was put back in, like the sailors falling down into that pit. Doesn't have the spider scene, but
Oh,
it does
man.
have the sailors falling into the pit. Apparently, it was missing from the releases before that. So it's a really nice set. If you find it somewhere, I recommend picking it up, even though it's just a DVD. But the steel case alone is just beautiful. It's got it's kind of 3D-ish. It's not even just a picture. It's embossed, I guess would be the word. And it's a really great release. I would recommend picking it up if you guys see it. I mean, it's starting to
Now,
go up in
does
price, but it's great. Go
So,
ahead.
does that have the colorized version by chance?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay,
Just
I
the
was
black
wondering.
and white version. Yeah.
Have either of you
Yeah.
guys seen the colorized version of Kong?
No,
Never seen it.
no.
Never
Ruben, what
have.
about you?
No, I have never seen that, the colorized version.
Oh
don't know,
man,
but
well I've
have
got it
you?
on. I've
Is
got
it-
it on the Plex, and
Oh, I might check it out one
yeah,
of these days. I
recommend
don't
you
know.
guys checking it out. It's
I'm
really cool.
I'm really, yeah. I'd like to check it out, but I'm really torn on that black and white movies being colorized. But I've seen a couple that look really, really good.
I would
you
put
know.
it with like I compare it like it's not like when they colorized It Came From Beneath the Sea for Harryhausen stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for that one, but like the colorization of 20 Million Miles to Earth was epically good, and I would call the Kong colorization on par with that. Like it's one of those ones that I was like, this was done really, really well.
I
So,
definitely need to check that.
yeah,
Then.
I recommend
Yeah.
checking it out, especially Ruben. You know, you being a huge Kong fan, like I think you would enjoy.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Team
think I
Kong.
would. Yeah. Is there? And I'm assuming since you have it on the Plex, there's a release out there somewhere with the colorized Kong.
There is a release with the colorized Kong. I cannot remember which one because I'll be honest. Like when I bought when I started the Plex, majority of my physical collection went away. You know what I mean? Because like when me and Sarah got together, we lived in a small trailer and did not have room for almost 3,000 DVDs.
Yeah.
So that's why I was dumping everything to physical.
Oh,
I
of
can't remember
course
which-
you did.
Yeah. Well,
And then-
we
and
did
then, of
use the last
course-
one trailer was.
And then here's
Oh my gosh.
the-
There it is.
There it is
There's
right
the
there,
nightmare.
yeah.
There's
And
the
then-
God. I hate
yeah,
that
and
movie.
then Mighty Joe Young. There you
That's-
go.
see,
Right
now-
there.
That's a far superior film to Son of Kong. Like Mighty Joe Young.
Well,
have
you
you guys
know,
seen that one?
I mean, yes, I have. Yes, of course. Yeah, you're right. It is superior. And the funny thing is, we've when we're recording this, it hasn't been released, but the monster, the underdog. Sorry, the underdog I did was on King Kong Lives.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
that's the one we did on Monday. And it's funny how I was reading the reviewers, and all of them almost to a T said it's the worst in the franchise. And I said, obviously they haven't seen Son of Kong.
No, they clearly have never seen
They're
Son of
not-
Kong.
it's Son of
Probably don't
Kong,
even
'cause
know
I'm like,
about
what are you
that
talking
movie, so,
about?
yeah,
I'm like, they're all, King Kong Lives is by far the worst in the franchise. And I'm like, now wait a minute now. I wouldn't say that, the little man from the draft board. Oh, now I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no,
type
I
of
would
deal,
totally not say that. Like
Right.
they would definitely be Son of Kong. So, well, cool, man. I think it's pretty sweet. So Ruben's got the recommendation there. If you guys can find a copy of that, that looks like a pretty sweet hard copy to have. Like I mean, I've already got the movie in multiple versions, but I would still like to have that just for the hard copy of my collection because I mean, there's VHS and Laserdisc things that are just there just to have. So, that
I
looks
mean,
pretty sweet.
the completionist in me would love to have them all, but man, some of that stuff's getting pricey. So, even that King Kong Lives DVD is getting hard to find.
Oh yeah, man! Like who
yeah.
was it that came out with a recent release of King Kong Lives? I can't remember. I was looking at it the other day and I saved it.
It's but it's only going to be overseas. They're only releasing it over in Europe.
Well, that's what I was planning on getting it and pre-ordering
Yeah.
it, and the pre-orders are already shot. They're out. Like I'm going to have to wait until they actually
Wow.
get it all in. I was like, dang, man.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet. So, all right, cool. Well, there's your all's hard copy this time. So we're fixing to jump into it, man. It is time to review Guillermo del Toro's final foray into, how do you say that word, into giant monsters and robots, which he absolutely loves. So here's the trailer for Pacific Rim.
We always thought alien life would come from the stars. But it came from deep beneath the Pacific.
What the hell is going on?
The first kaiju made land in San Francisco. The second attack hit Manila. Then the third one hit Cabo. And then we learned this was not going to stop. In order to fight monsters, we created monsters of our own. We needed a new weapon. The Jaeger program was born. Two pilots, our minds, our memories, connected. And man and machine become one.
time. We've chosen to believe in each other. The day we face the monsters that are at our door. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
It is pretty cool.
Pacific Rim.
All right, so Pacific Rim, of course, said was directed by Guillermo del Toro. It was actually co-wrote by del Toro as well. Travis Beacham, who did a lot of he's worked with Legendary on MonsterVerse. He did the comic books for the MonsterVerse stuff as well. He came up with the story itself. He was like walking on the beach and imagine like a giant monster and giant robot fighting on the beach, and it all kind of spun from there. And he was pitching it, and at the time, del Toro was working on trying to get at the Mountains of Madness going finally. Of course, Legendary turned it down, but the backup for him was Pacific Rim because he'd heard about it that Travis had wrote this and he loved it. So he ended up picking it up, going to direct this film, ended up co-writing several scenes. There's a few scenes he ended up doing that he added in that was pretty cool, as far as like the scene or the part of Mako Mori in this movie where she's running away from the kaiju. That kid running away from kaiju. That was one of del Toro's little scenes he added in and things like that. But came out July 12th, 2013. Man, had a pretty big budget at the time. Somewhere between $180 to $200 million. Ended up grossing a total of $411 million at the box office. Got overall fantastic reviews from critics and fans alike. Actually went on to spawn a sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising. Nowhere near as good as this film. But then a few comic books as well. And the movie is pretty simplistic, man. So you've got the story is we start getting attacked by monsters coming out of this interdimensional rift in the Pacific Rim, or in the Pacific Ocean. They call it the Pacific Rim. And then they're actually coming from an alien species that's in another dimension that want to come over and terraform and take over planets. They got to wipe us out. And the way mankind fights back is by building these gigantic robot machines called Jaegers. And in the movie, you've got, of course, now my favorite character is Pentecost, played by Idris Elba, who's running the last of what is now the resistance, because the governments of the world are shutting the Jaegers down, trying to build walls instead. And they find out they're completely wrong because kaiju bust right through the first wall they build. And so it's up to the Jaegers and the remnants of them, run by Stacker Pentecost, who's played by Idris Elba, to save the world pretty much. They have a plan. There's only 4 remaining Jaegers, right? Gypsy. Yes.
Yeah,
four remaining Jaegers, and they plan to go and drop a thermonuclear bomb right in the rift,
right.
in the ocean. Of course, they find out along the way that they can't do it because they tried before, it didn't work. But they find out that in order to do so, it's because the rift reads the kaiju signatures, and only the kaijus can come through, so they've got to ride a kaiju down through the hole to actually blow it up. And that's the plan of the movie. Of course, they do end up being successful at the end, but the amount of action that happens is just phenomenal. Characters are great. Again, you got Mako Mori, who is the little girl whose family was killed by a kaiju early on in the film, but she's saved by Stacker Pentecost, played by Idris Elba, and he raises her as his daughter. She goes on to co-pilot these Jaegers, which take 2 pilots because it takes so much off the mind to be able to run, with Charlie Hunnam's character on this, and he lost his brother at the very beginning of the film, so those two have to come together and pilot the main Jaeger, Gypsy Danger in this movie. Gypsy Avengers in the second one. Fantastic movie, man. The kaijus are all original on this. You got Knifehead, you got Otaki is the second one that flies, super freaking cool. Of course, one of everyone's favorite is Leatherback, the big gorilla looking one. He's just massive, and there's tons of awesome fight sequences. Special effects in this, I guess I'm gonna start since I've already started, are absolutely outstanding. Like seeing this in IMAX when it came out was amazing. Didn't get to see it in 3D. I didn't really want to see it in 3D because to me that would have been a little difficult because you're already looking at these massive machines that it would kind of put it on a human scale. So I decided not to watch it in 3D. Never have, but it doesn't matter because the special effects are outstanding. Soundtrack is freaking top notch. Story is top notch on this movie because it's not just about the Jaegers and the monsters. I mean, it's really a story of loss when it comes to Charlie Hunnam and his character, and then Mako Mori. They both lost. He lost his brother, who was his co-pilot in Gypsy Danger. He was killed at the beginning of the film. And when they're melded together, they're inside each other's minds. So when his brother's ripped out of Gypsy Danger, all of his fears, all of his brother's emotions, he feels, and he just feels them gone. That's why he quits, and Pentecost has to come get him to do this last mission. So he's dealing with loss and ran away from being a hero. But then you got Mako Mori, who's striving to be a Jaeger pilot because of the loss of her family, but Idris Elba doesn't want to lose her, so he doesn't let her pilot at first, and then it all boils down to Idris Pentecost ends up having to pilot one of the Jaegers to drop the bomb with no plans of coming back. So Mako's having to deal with that future loss. So this movie's really a lot about loss, and the character depth's super big on this, and everybody's top notch. Like everybody they cast in this film and their roles are phenomenal. Like, I'm not a big fan of Charlie Hunnam. Like, I know he did really good on what's that show, Sons of Anarchy, I think, right? Is that
I think that's what he's on. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay. So I know a lot of people raved, that show. Yeah. I never saw him and then raved him, but he was fantastic in this movie. But Idris Elba, like, there's that one moment in this movie, and I got to talk about this scene, and then I'll pass on to one of you guys, when he decides Mako's not going to pilot, and Charlie Hunnam is like, no, and he runs after him in the hallway, the Shatter Dome, where they keep the Jaegers and stuff, and he grabs his arm. He's like, we got to talk about this, and pulls him around, and then Idris kind of looks at him, and he goes, 1, don't ever touch me. 2, don't ever touch me. I was like, that man terrifies me. Like, that is so terrifying. He is such a phenomenal actor in anything he does. So he was super great in this. Man, I absolutely love this movie. You can tell Del Toro absolutely loves giant monster films and loves, the old things like Macross and Gundam, the giant robots and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge fan of that stuff, and you can tell because it just pours out. This thing shined all across the board, like special effects, story, characters, soundtrack. I mean, it was like 2 hours long, 2 hours and 11 minutes long. Never get bored the whole time. It was fantastic. I absolutely love this movie, and I will pass this on to whoever wants to go next of you two.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Okay. Well, there's few movies that I give so much high praise to, but this is going to be one of them. This movie, you could tell I'm going blank. Del Toro loves monsters and loves monster movies, because what he did with the whole thing, the story is great. First of all, the story is original, but you can tell where the influences come from, and the influences come from all the right places, if you ask me. I mean, it's just perfect that, it's, so much that seeing that legendary logo come up in the beginning, well, not really the beginning, kind of 10 minutes in or so. When is that legendary?
It's after the intro.
The legendary, the intro, the legendary. It reminded me. It gave me the same feeling as when I see the Toho logo. That's how much I love this movie. Yeah, I see that. I'm like, oh, I'm about to see something that's gonna be great. This is the type of movie. The best way I can describe it is it wants. How do I say this? This is the type of movie that I wish I was a kid, so I can watch it through the eyes of a 12-year-old like that, because it's so well made. And then when you're a kid, you just take that all in a little bit more than you would as an adult. Okay, it's great. I took it all in as an adult, but man, do I wish I was a 12-year-old Ruben sitting at the theater watching all of this transpire on the screen because it's nonstop action, but somehow they managed to get in a real great human element story in it all. So I mean, and you have it all. You have all the different, flight crews. I'll just call them different flight crews or different personalities. You got the guy that's cocky. You got the guy who's seen it all. You got the rookie who wants to do all this. Who's just ready to jump in and get revenge. I mean, you have it all. The soundtrack's great. The monster design is phenomenal. Best I've seen because it's original, right? So it's
Right.
not like they're not redoing Godzilla. They're not redoing Gamera. This is them. They sat down and they drew these marvelous monsters. That's the only way I can describe them.
They
They're
said
just
that there
great.
was, if I'm not mistaken, there was 100 different Jaeger and kaiju designs
Wow.
that they chose
Wow.
That's going to be on the trivia. You just
Oh,
want
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
probably
just
blew
blew
that
that
one,
one.
guys. There you go.
Blew that one.
They had all these designs and they narrowed it down to this. And one of them was called Karloff because it kind of looked like, I read that it kind of looked like the Mummy. That's probably going to be a trivia question.
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
they-
He
oh,
gave
they
us
was
one.
Keep
like
them
Karloff.
going.
Yeah.
Keep them going.
Yeah, one of them was called Karloff. I did when I first saw this film, I saw it with RJ at the movies, and it was a good movie to see with him, and then we bought it on Blu-ray and we watched it on Blu-ray. But to actually sit down and research this movie, I have so much more appreciation for it now than I did back then. Not that I didn't like it back then, but now after researching it, man, it's just phenomenal. I can see why, seeing Pacific Rim, you can see the elements that will become the legendary Godzilla franchise in it,
Oh,
even though it's,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, you absolutely see that. You see that, it's so much that, and I know it's been floated out there on the internet that Pacific put the franchises together and let's see what happens type of deal. And it's just phenomenal. You just see all those influences just starting out with Pacific Rim and then growing from there and becoming what we got from Legendary with Godzilla. It's just great. There is nothing, I can't think of anything of this movie that I want to be negative, that I can say that it's negative about it.
Oh, man.
Now,
Even
yeah.
Charlie Day, as Newt, like from It's
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Freaking hysterical, man. He was great in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
No
Real good.
complaints. Sorry,
Yeah,
Ruben,
so
didn't mean to interrupt there.
no, don't worry about it. It's just, like I said, I hadn't seen it in a while. So I sat there and I found myself on the edge. Even though I know what's going to happen, I found myself on the edge of my seat. Watching this movie. Yeah. I found myself like, why am I know what's going to happen. Why am I on the edge of my seat? Because this movie draws you in. In my opinion, it draws you in and almost puts you into the action. You're almost feeling what they feel. So, and that goes to the actors. That goes to the actors
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
story. Yeah, it goes to the actors in the story. I just think it's very hard nowadays, and this is 2013, so what? It's 10 years ago now, but I think that set a bar for a lot of these other monster movies, like Godzilla and like King of the Monsters. Like, hey, this is what we have, and who knows? Maybe somebody over in Japan saw that and said, hey, you know what? Godzilla's in good hands with Legendary.
I would agree. I bet they looked at that and
yeah.
like, yeah, we're okay with doing a deal with this company. because they know how to do it.
We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right with these guys after all. I'm sure there was apprehension at first because giving over to Godzilla name to America went sideways once.
Oh,
So,
yeah. We saw the massacre that was
yeah.
the 98 film.
Yeah.
Atrocity.
So I'm
of a
sure-
Oh yeah, I saw it just a little bit earlier up on your shelf up there.
No, man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Load
Yeah.
of crap. I mean, you're up there looking at the shelf, and there's hundreds of Godzilla figures everywhere, and there's like two little tiny 98 figures that came in like a
The fact
That's
that
not
box.
they're
that's not
still
the
on
picture
the
I
shelf.
saw.
They're still
that's
on the
right.
shelf. Oh,
Well, you know what? I'm about to burn them. That's what it is. I'm just getting rid of them. So
that's
so-
all right. We've got the evidence already. So okay,
But
lies.
but yeah. But in conclusion, it's an excellent movie. I would recommend. I can't think of anyone that likes monster movies at all. that watches this and say, I didn't like it. It's fabulous. I just don't think there's anyone that likes monsters or even giant robots. Like if you're into Transformers or Gundams or Robotech or whatever it is, all that. Yeah, that this just fits right in. I'm not a big Gundam, Robotech, Transformers guy, but I do know that Gundams are piloted, kind of like these are. So,
Right.
I don't know exactly how that works. My nephew would have to educate.
Oh
me.
man, I mean, I love Gundam. I love Transformers. Sans Michael Bay. And I'm with you there. If you love giant robots, this is right up your alley.
That's right. I mean, even Ultraman. I mean, you could see all that influence in this. You can see all this influence in there, and it's just great. So that's it. I'm done. I could talk another hour, but
we probably could. Well, but before we get
Yeah.
to Mark, we just want to take a quick commercial break to say that this show is sponsored by Cheetos. Because I've already opened one bag of these.
Oh, yeah, I hear them crunching over there.
Cheetos and then the classic Chico sticks, the favorite snacks.
You got to
here
have
at the
those.
Monsters
You got to
Stompdown.
have them.
So
I take you way back right there.
There you go. There, you get your commercial little plug there, guys. So anyways, Mark, Pacific Rim.
I'm in agreement with both of you, man. Great movie. Very, very good. And you're right. The cast was fantastic. The story itself was just great. And no complaints at all from this guy. The only thing that I look at, and this is probably one of those movies, and I'd ask you earlier about a sequel, and is that there's so much material here. This one movie could have been part one and then a part two. You got the human aspect of everything, but the kaiju, they're coming from a hole. Where they come from, where's all this, and more in depth on them, and I think that would have really, really made this just spectacular, and I think that's probably when it comes to my Stompdown rankings, the only thing that held it back from being a perfect movie is that there just needed to be a little bit more. Here's some monsters, giant monsters coming out of the ocean. Okay, we know where they're coming from, but why?
Right.
Why? And where did, they're coming from this hole, but where did they come from?
Dimension.
And I think you could have done another whole movie.
Yeah, which should have been
this.
Which should have been given more in the second one because they just briefly introduced this one, but unfortunately they failed at that. Yeah,
I haven't seen Uprising, so I don't know.
So what you're saying is they needed to do a Snyder cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what that needed.
Well, and it might even exist because Del Toro shot over 3 hours worth of film.
I would imagine. I mean, it just, there was so much more that you could get and you could take, and you walk out, you finish the movie asking questions. Well, why? And, where did they, and all these different questions, where a part two would have just really did it for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, perfect though. Great movie. Movie.
Let me ask you this, Mark. Where would you have cut it off? Where would you have cut it off?
Yeah, I don't know that there'd been so much cutting it off as in filling it in with more dialogue.
That's why I made the comment. I said I don't think I know what you're saying. That's why I'm saying you need more of a. You're asking for more of a Snyder cut than you're asking for 2 movies.
Yeah, you're in a situation 2 movies wise, you're not going to destroy the kaiju, in the end until the second movie, but it could be drawn out and played longer, maybe where the kaiju are coming from.
I can see that, yeah.
And because basically you're looking at they're attacking, and you see the human side and the destruction and the loss and everything, but why? Okay. Well, we're going to take over the planet. Well, how come they lose their planet? Where'd it come from? And I just feel like another whole movie could have been made.
Yeah.
Just dealing with the background.
I gave you a leading question. Yeah. I would cut it off where his brother dies. So you'd have all that. You'd have all that stuff happening. You find out about the rift and what was going on, and then he loses his brother. And then boom, and then you get this movie.
Oh, so like make that a longer whole.
In other words, extend it all. That's how I would have done it. but I'm not a director or a producer or even a writer.
Or the
so
money behind
I'm
making it.
Or more, yeah, and
yeah.
I got no money, but I think that would have worked. You know,
Yeah.
and it's funny you should say that because when you were saying that, I was trying to think of an example, and I just happened to be sitting watching TV, and they were showing the Hunger Games, all 3 movies. And I remember I read all 3 of those books. I know they were teenage books, but I loved them. I read them. And
That's a funny you say that. That's a hot topic in the house here right now because
really,
I never even finished the first one. I hated what I saw of it, and have never watched the sequels. And my wife loves them, and she's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Because it's an absolute ripoff of Battle Royale, which is in the Criterion Collection. That's one of the greatest movies of all time." And I showed her the trailer for it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I could see where they completely ripped that off." But Battle Royale is far superior, far superior. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I promise you, it's on the Plex. You watch Battle Royale, you'll be like, "Screw the Hunger Games."
Yeah,
Like,
it is pretty good.
Really?
I
read the books first, and then they did, but the books pretty much follow the movies.
Yeah.
Close enough. But that's Mark makes a good point, and I would have enjoyed every minute of that prequel or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because basically this movie starts after they've basically been defeated, and they have one last shot. So they could have done a whole movie just on the battles before they got to this point, and they could have introduced more of more kaiju. They could have been more of the mechanics. I mean, man, it would have been just great, man. Man, you hit it on something, Mark. You hit on something great.
Would have been real good.
yeah. Oh, I agree. That's what we should have done.
Well, it still can be. All Legendary just listens to us.
right.
They can
yeah.
tune in, and
that's
we'll guide them where they need to go.
We're big time now. We have sponsors like Cheetos and Chickle
Cheetos.
Sticks.
That's
I mean,
right.
yeah.
We
Cheetos
got
will
all
help
that
us out,
Cheeto
for
and
sure,
Chickle Stick money.
That's what they need to do. So, It's a fantastic movie, and well, you'll see why when you see our Stompdown. It's Stompdown rating time. Okay, and we have not given many of these, ladies and gentlemen. This one got a 5.
Got a 5
from the Stompdown crew overall. Now, I mean, Mark gave it a 4.5, but you just explained why.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the the lack of or more story needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, not so much a knock on this one being bad, just the desire for more. Left you dragging.
Exactly.
Left you wanting more.
Right. But I mean, and me and Ruben get 5s. So I mean, overall, like, you're going to be hard pressed to find a much better monster movie than this. Like, this is one of the best.
Good one.
Like, I mean, absolutely.
Other than Son of Godzilla, of course.
That's blasphemy. That is what that is blasphemy. He's like, if the movie if the monster movie starts Son of, get rid of it. It needs to be gone already.
That
doesn't even happen.
You got a point there, Son of, and then that's it.
Son of Kong, bleh. Son of Godzilla, bleh. Golly, man, what's wrong with y'all?
Wasn't that in your top 10 list? Didn't both those movies hit your top 10s?
Top 10 worst monster movies?
No,
Probably.
no,
Yeah, like I'll put those in there. I'll deal with Godzilla almost on any level, but you put that little. So we're not gonna go there, man. We know.
We almost had to bleep that. We almost had to bleep that.
We know my feelings on the little short gray tard there.
We almost would have had our first bleep.
Oh yeah.
And it would come from me of all people. That's how much I don't like Minya. Just so everyone knows. Like, actually, do I even have? I don't even know. Like, y'all give me a hard time about Godzilla 98. Now I got the movie, but like. Y'all give me a hard time about having those 98 figures. I don't even know that I have a Minya figure up there, do I?
I think that's the one you keep in your bedroom.
Yeah.
On that hidden shelf in the closet.
No, wait, I do have one.
There we go. Told you.
No, it is not a hidden shelf. I got it in the
right next to the 98.
No, it is not. It is not what's going on there. The pop culture store got a recent box of like those little grab bags. Have you ever seen those?
Don't go into that stuff. Oh, it just so happened to be with the bag.
Hey, man, it was. Yeah. Because I got like a lot of those figures up there. There's the little ones like my Meg Godzilla, my Rodan, my
That's
Ghidra,
what you look
Space
for.
Godzilla.
That is exactly why you buy those little grab bags, because you know that's
No. I got
yeah.
those grab bags because finally they had a 1984 Godzilla in there, and I was bound and determined to get one of those. So that the box comes with 20. Okay, they're $6 a piece. I ultimately bought all 20. I'm just gonna say that. So I mean, but I bought like 3 or 4 at a time, and would open them up there in the store. And I got like Ghidra, then I got like Rodan, but I happened to get Amenia was in there, and man, I went through that whole. I bought the whole freaking box. The last two
Did you get it?
were the 1984s. That was it. They only had 2 of them in there. I was just like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
How long ago was this?
At least a year ago.
And why are we just now hearing about Mania?
Because I don't care about this little gray retard, man. Like, I don't care at all. Like, I cared about my 84 figures, man.
You didn't want us to know.
That is not what it is at all. I even had to stop. Anyways, son of movies just don't need to exist. Except for, no, it's Young Frankenstein. Young and Frankenstein can exist.
Yeah.
That one's
Okay.
good. That's not son of, but. So anyways,
there is a Son of Frankenstein though movie, isn't there? Yes, there is.
Yeah, and it needs to be cut out too, just like the rest of the Son of movies. Like, nope, does not need to happen. Anyways, so yeah, big 5 from us. If you have not seen Pacific Rim, you are doing yourself a disservice, and you need to absolutely watch it. We are not just recommending you to do so; we are telling you.
Oh yeah, now go do it.
Yeah.
You heard it from the Lorax. He speaks for the trees.
I do.
So,
Okay.
it needs to be like, what?
Yes, I just got to tell you one thing. How could you keep causing me so much trouble?
How am I causing you trouble?
I go on delivery. It's 9:00 at night. It's dark out. I can't find this house. I call the gentleman. He doesn't answer his phone.
Oh man!
Happened again?
And he finally calls me back, gives me directions. I get to his house. He comes off his front porch, comes down through his yard to the road. I give him his pizza, and we exchange the money. He turns around, walks up to the porch. I'm getting in my car. I turn back around, and he sprints to my car. He said, "Sir, when you called me, it said the Lorax. Are you the?" He said, "Are you the Lorax?" I said, "I speak for the trees."
Yes.
And I got in my car and I left.
Yes. See, that's perfect.
He came all the way back to my car. Are you the Lorax?
awesome.
That is awesome. See, it works, man. It is a legendary
I'm telling
thing.
you.
You are the Lorax.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
All right. Well, Lorax, is it time for us to hit the trivia?
Let's do it.
It's time to test your might.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
All right. So we didn't have Test Your Might the last time because we gave Charlie the night off. It was his birthday. He had a fantastic birthday, which we're glad to hear about.
Late happy birthday,
yes,
Charlie.
sir. And now we are back in it. And so let's see what controversies we can get in here with Charlie's trivia. And we'll see if there's going to be, me bucking heads or whatever. We'll find out. It should be good. So.
Before we start the trivia, that rift goes to where the Cloverfield monster's at. That's all I'm on.
He had the Cloverfield. Where he wanted to bring it back to
Oh yeah.
Cloverfield.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because not even this movie, the next movie, which is garbage in itself, has got the Clover in it,
Oh, yeah.
as well as like 4 Gamera monsters, Yongary from Korea, Godzilla monsters, whatever. We're not gonna go there.
Whatever.
Let's just start with this thing. So, all right. Number 1, Pacific Rim was delivered to theaters under what secret title? A. Breach. B. Countdown. Or C. Still Seas.
I don't remember.
I almost gave you guys this answer, by the way.
Oh,
Yes, I did.
what was it again?
A. Breach. B. Countdown. Or C. Still Seas. I'm going to take one of these Cheetos bags to cover my answers. I don't trust you, Mark.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking
whatever.
right down here.
That's in my direction.
Well, then move that over.
Why gotta keep the phone somewhere next to this stuff? Okay. All right, we ready for the second one?
Yes.
Yes? Good?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Which of the following movies could have had a sequel that would potentially make it the predecessor to the Pacific Rim and Cloverfield universes? A.
There
Crash
you
and
go.
Burn. B. Robot Jocks. Pacific Rim and Cloverfield universes, my butt. Or C. Robot Wars. A. Crash and Burn. B. Robot Jocks. Or C. Robot Wars. Good one, Charlie.
Hey, see, it all fit. It's all fitting together.
Cloverfield does not fit with Robot Jocks, Robot Wars, or Crash and What is Crash and Burn?
I have no idea.
Not either.
We obviously eliminate that answer from you,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah. So
There you go.
number 3. What was the code name given to the kaiju that ended up killing Yancey Beckett near the beginning of the film? So Charlie's brother. A. Leatherback. B. Scunner. Or C. Knifehead. He was just wanting to give you guys one's what it was.
I may have missed
Yeah.
A. Leatherback. B. Scunner. Or C. Knifehead. We ready for the answers?
Do it to it.
Oh, is there only 3? Okay, very good. Yeah.
Let me double check now. Now you have me questioning here because it was 4 the last time, wasn't it? 1, 2. Yeah, only 3 this time. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Pacific Rim was delivered to theaters under what secret title? The answer was C. Still Seas.
I did not know it.
I did. Actually, there's 2 titles, but Still Seas was one of them. Number 2, which of the following? You keep kicking my camera. People are going to see me. Look, I'm doing this because
Okay,
it's Mark.
sorry, I did
It's
not
Mark.
know.
It's him doing it.
It's not me.
Gosh, man.
It's not me.
Foot. All right, which of the following movies could have been a sequel that would potentially make it the predecessor to, could have had a sequel that would have made it a predecessor to Pacific Rim Cloverfield? Answer was B, Robot Jocks. A planned but canceled sequel would have had Achilles and Alexander team up to stop an alien infestation.
I'm 0 for 2.
I knew that one.
I
When it
missed
comes
one.
to
I-
when it comes to a lot of robot movies, I don't watch them.
Do you not watch Robot Jocks?
Sure.
No, did not.
You have never seen Robot Jocks?
Never.
How are you my father and never seen that?
Because I was damaged because of RoboCop.
Oh,
Okay.
whatever.
I was
man.
damaged
No.
by RoboCop.
No.
I don't watch them.
Hey, look, we all know
I
what the
missed
logo
it,
looks
too.
like. You are RoboCop. Like, that's the way it goes. Oh, gosh. All right, so number 3. What was the code name given to the kaiju that ended up killing Yancey Beckett near the beginning of the film? C, Knifehead.
Yeah.
How many did you get?
1.
How many did you get, Ruben?
2. I missed the second one.
Well,
The Robot Jocks. I've
After
never
s-
seen Robot
after-
Jocks either.
you've never seen Robot Jocks either?
There we go.
What
I'm
is
telling you.
wrong with you all? Like, if it wasn't such a good movie, I would make it the movie you all
We
have
watch
to watch.
monster movies. We don't watch RoboCops.
It's Robot
Yeah.
Jocks. You got to get it
Yeah.
right, okay?
They're both.
I highly recommend.
RoboCop.
I highly recommend this movie. Y'all have got to watch this movie. Even Charlie's going to tell you, watch this movie.
But, you know, but you highly recommend Razorback, and so I don't know how I feel.
And
about
we still highly recommend Razorback.
Yeah.
it. No, don't do it. None of this Wii stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, what, Mark? You just
Oh, I like it.
no,
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right.
I didn't recommend it. I like it.
But would you recommend it?
I don't put Zilla on my shelves upstairs either, but
Oh, God.
Mutiny's fixing to happen in this place, and I don't know who's getting it. All I know is I've had to deal with Son of Kong, and because of Son of Kong, I told you all, gloves are coming off. All 3 answers were correct on that one, and I have got the movie
Oh,
for you guys,
gosh.
and I am so excited about this.
Here
I
we go.
actually, I will tell you the God's honest truth here. I'm gonna pull up Plex so everyone sees on my phone. I found this movie, have never seen it before, or had never seen it before. Saw it, and I was like, I might have to get this film because this looks like something that would utterly just destroy these two. They would absolutely hate it. And so I was like, I got to watch it. And so I started watching it, and I could not finish this film. It's called Attack of the Beast Creatures. Came out in 1985.
the Attack of the Beast Creatures.
Attack of the Beast Creatures. And it is on the Plex for you all. Actually, I'm so excited about this because it's so
Wait,
bad.
Are you going to watch it again?
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. I did not finish this movie. I don't know that I can finish this movie.
Wow.
If that says anything. So just for you guys to see what they're fixing to have to endure, here's the trailer for Attack of the Beast Creatures.
There must be hundreds of them. What should we do?
We can't stay here.
All right,
Sounds cool.
so y'all excited for that one? I cannot wait.
Sounds cool.
Ruben says sounds cool. I like that,
Yeah.
Ruben. So
Yeah.
Ruben you look excited about it, Ruben, for this one.
I haven't had to watch a movie in a while. I'm very disappointed in myself.
Oh well, streak's coming, boys. Streak's coming. That's all I'm saying. Son of Kong. I despise that movie. I could not. I started this film and I had to stop it. I was like, I can't make it through this right now. I'm not in the right mindset. So there's no way.
If you're not watching
it sounds like you threw the gauntlet down. So, Mark, I think a Son of movie.
Oh, it's coming.
Whenever one
It's
of me
coming.
and you win,
Yes.
either one of us win, a Son of movie
Yeah.
is coming.
Hey,
That's
I've
all
already
I-
had to do Son of Kong
Yeah.
and Son of Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not do those again.
Yeah.
That's
It's got to happen.
But this one's going to be interesting. I can't wait to find out what you guys think about this movie because I have a pretty big list, a good list of some pretty rough films. But when I saw this one the other day, I was like, this might make it good for the trivia list. And then I started watching it, and I had to turn it off and go, this is absolutely for the trivia part. This is perfect for it. So should be pretty good. So all right, you guys, what's that, Ruben?
So, in conclusion, Robot Jocks connects Cloverfield and Pacific Rim. Is that what you said?
And Godzilla.
What's that?
No, that's what Charlie said.
How old is this?
I don't know, man. Like
Charlie is a trivia master.
That's right.
But
So
I
if he
have
says-
no clue how the connection from Robot Jocks.
Ever since he shot you down in like the last 2 trivia episodes, you've had an attitude towards Charlie. Is what we've seen. Yes, we
I
have
don't have
seen
an
this.
attitude towards Charlie. It's just there's things where I'm like, Charlie, come on, dude.
Yeah.
That was,
Me and Mark would never question.
Even
Charlie.
Frank and Stompy said something about your attitude towards Charlie.
Yeah,
Man. You
that's
need to
right.
step up,
Yeah.
man.
No. Those are lies. Y'all are some Benedict Arnolds because the two of you have jumped ship a time or two.
We have
Okay,
not.
I'm just telling you, it's the way it
Look,
goes.
it
Charlie, this is what I deal with on a daily basis,
Yeah.
and you know it.
Go back a
with
couple
these two.
episodes, Charlie. You heard him.
Hey,
he's
if
right on
I've
the
got an
gas.
issue, I will call it out. How Robot Jocks connects. I mean, I knew that they were going to make, or I planned to make a sequel where they were going to fight aliens. But so I just assumed, honestly, with that one. But how the connection's there is beyond me. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it could be Kevin Bacon used one piece of toilet paper ply in Flashdance, and it
Ooh.
flew across the studio lot to where Robot Jocks was being filmed, and it happens to be on the
Flashdance.
bottom of Cloverfield's
his
foot
foot.
in Clover. I
Oh.
don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this,
Wow.
somehow
Was-
it's made
wow.
it, you know.
Was Kevin Bacon in Flashdance?
Not that was he? I don't know.
Was it Flashdance? What's that
I
dance
have
movie?
no
he does?
idea. Did you
Or
watch
did
it?
he pull? Was he the one that pulled? Does he do the scene with the chair where he pulls on that chain and gets all wet? No, I don't think.
I don't know. I think it's in Flashdance.
No.
No? Who am I
Footloose.
thinking of?
Flash.
It's Footloose.
Footloose. Whatever. Y'all see what movies I watch.
Which
I've never
Footloose
seen-
is a common.
I've
You
never
know,
seen. You
Footloose
got to put the
comes
camera on
up
me.
quite
Oh
I have
my
never
gosh.
seen Footloose.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
These two, the
No.
Lorax,
No.
the Master in Texas. That's the type of movies that they
Yeah.
really, really like. So they may give me a hard time
You know-
about Meania or Godzilla, but like these two criteria,
I really
when Jack
wish
dies
that we
and
could take
Titanic,
the cameras and move them around and look right down below. It says Titanic over there.
Hey,
It's his shelf.
no,
not
wait a
ours.
minute. Now
His
they
shelf.
know we've even put on there. I'll grab it. I will grab it. It's
There it
right-
is.
right there.
One of his favorites.
Is Titanic.
Did he put his gloves
Here.
on? Did he put his gloves on for it, Mark?
There's
Oh,
no
no.
He
gloves
doesn't like
on.
a fingerprints
I'm
on
assuming
it.
it's in here. Yes,
Yeah.
cassette 1. I wonder
Yeah.
if this is worth any money. It don't matter because this was
On your shelf.
on
I
my
see it.
shelf,
On your
not
shelf.
because of this crappy movie. Did it really win 11 Academy Awards?
There you
what
go.
the world?
There you go, man.
It
There
sure
you
Are
go.
you kidding me?
Yeah, you need to watch Son
This
of
is
Kong
why I don't
again.
trust the Oscars anymore. This movie got 11 Academy Awards. They should have given it an Academy Award to not get an Academy Award. Anyways, I got this movie because when I first met Nate, one of our buddies and co-hosts over at Give Me Back My Horror Movies, he showed up with a bag. First time meeting with a gift for me when we did RobCon, and it was Titanic, and it was absolutely hysterical. So, yes, I kept it. I kept it because of Nate.
He's an ungrateful gift recipient.
Oh, he is. He is.
That is not ungrateful. It is on the shelf for the show. Like, people see it. Like, next to Mothra and Godzilla vs. Smog Monster and Godzilla vs. Biollante, I need to rotate those out.
Yeah,
but you know.
But that shelf that's upstairs, and there's a certain Zilla on it. So, yeah.
No, it's just
that's what you're
okay. Well, first off,
First
off, we do need to clarify this. It is officially Zilla now. Okay,
you notice that's what I've said.
I know it is. Okay. So I mean, there's no more argument. Toho's came out and said because Spiral Studios is doing that new, it's not Godzilla. So Spiral Studios is doing that new. They're actually doing one of their big maquettes for Zilla. And the license officially states, and they have to name it Zilla. They even redid the logo and everything.
Exactly.
Why? Because it's not Godzilla.
And it's front and center on your shelf.
It is not, and there's no way in the world.
I got a picture. Ruben, did I send you a picture?
Oh,
I got it. I got that picture.
No. I mean, it's there.
No.
It's there. All right.
Let's put it on Facebook.
Okay,
let's put it on Facebook.
Oh, my gosh. It's there. There are two. There are about the size of two Chico sticks put together. They're that big. There's two of them. And they're in amongst hundreds of Godzilla figures.
But they're up front.
Up front.
Right?
Up front.
Yeah,
I got a picture to prove it.
They're
it's
not
up front.
up front.
How can you not say?
Well, first off, everything in that room is up front, okay? But it is on a middle shelf that is all those little capsule candy figurine sizes, and it is at the very far left. One of them's even put behind another Godzilla figure just so it can't be seen because when you walk in the room, you can't see it. You can't see it from that angle.
Here.
It's there.
Here, and it sure does look like there's.
Oh, man, you know what really sucks, Ruben? I control the cameras. Bye. That goes right back to me.
That's so wrong.
Oh, that shows you that he doesn't want
evidence
you to see
is there, you know.
That was wrong. Low down and dirty right there.
Oh, man. That really stinks when I have to control of all the production. So that'll probably make it to Facebook, I almost guarantee.
Oh, yeah. Got to.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hey, just for the record for everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. When this comes out, it'll already be over. We just want to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Mark says another word. He'll be loving Attack of the Beast Monsters, I promise, because I will dip further.
And Underdogs accidentally ended up being a Valentine's Day movie because
that's great.
You
all set for Valentine's. You took the day off, didn't you?
Okay,
excellent.
So this has been a great episode where this is going south very fast, and we don't want it to continue this conversation because, anyways, Pacific Rim, watch this movie.
I had dinner with mine.
They don't matter. So, all right, we will see you guys in a week for the big 100th episode for Space Monster Wong Mongwi. This is Sludge. That's Lorax. Y'all look at him real quick. There's the Master from Texas, and we love you all. Good night.